If you had 3 wishes in this world, what would your 3 wishes be?
Be with Aicha, have her come back to me, have a decent, small, efficient, clean place to live, but bang shit once a week with some video games, and care for her and treat her better than I did before.
What do you look for in a partner?
That I don't know. It's things that we have an interest, and then see how it goes and see what builds.
Sitting lonely in my room again.
And what's your zodiac sign?
Capricorn. If I were to have a message to the world, the powers that be are screwing us, rise up, revolution, don't look to voting, it's all a fraud, and I hope really things just change and people will just come together.
With all the emotions I built up inside, oh why can't I? Will someone look for me if I disappear? No matter how much that I scream, nobody hears. But I see the light from far away, it's down the line. Maybe I should not give up without a fight.
Hey, what's up? What up, everybody? Look, we out here in the struggle. How you doing, sir?
I'm pretty good.
Okay, nice to meet you. What's your name?
I'm James, or Jimmy, Archdeacon.
Okay, James. So what are we using today, James?
What do you mean using?
As far as like, what are we calling you today?
Oh, Jimmy.
Jimmy. Okay, yo, shout out to our boy Jimmy. He out there. Jimmy, how old are you?
I'm 33.
Okay, very young guy. Where are you from originally?
Collingdale.
Tell us a little bit about what was it like in the area where you're from?
It was boring, and a lot of people try to make it not so boring. They try to be rowdy and out of control, young kids, but it was nothing going on.
Take us with you down memory lane. Tell us about your childhood.
My childhood, I thought it sucked, and then I get older, I look around, I realize it was sunshine and butterflies. It did suck, but not in the ways that I thought, and not as bad as I originally thought when I got older, compared to the average American who grows up in this society.
You grew up with your mother and father?
Yeah, until 11 they got divorced.
So how many children were in your home besides you?
Just two older sisters.
Oh, okay.
Raised by women.
What are some of your favorite childhood memories?
Oh, roller skate rink, video games, tag.
Okay, that's what's up. You got some nice ones you can think about. What about your mom? What type of job was she doing?
When growing up, she worked at Pathmark part-time. They did get full-time, she just chose to work part-time. My dad was like the mother and the father. You know, he did the cooking, the cleaning, he did everything. He was like everything in one. My mom just didn't want to do too much.
Gotcha.
She just didn't want to.
Heard that. What are some happiest moments in your life that you can think of?
Oh, sitting around with my mom and dad watching X-Files or Simpsons.
Was there any sad moment in your life that you learned a lesson from growing up?
I don't want to talk about that.
Okay, sure, yeah, we can always skip, you know, I respect that. What about, let's go in high school. What type of student were you?
I was in special education. High school to me was just something to get through, just get that paper. So when I can get a job more easily. Okay. High school, I hung out mostly with like honor students, overachievers. So I just kind of killed time, and at the same time I wanted it to be over because it was so boring, but I dreaded it being over because my friends would go off to college friends, family, and I'm not social, so I didn't really know what I was gonna do. I figured I'd be alone with 2 cats, live in an apartment.
While growing up, do you have any, that best friend? You had anything like that growing up?
I had one, but I kind of was somebody who would look at people singled out, and I had to choose my best friend and my oldest friends over somebody else who's new addition and youngest got picked on.
Got you.
So I didn't really have too many, any best friends like that.
Okay. What was the name of the high school you went to?
I went to Academy Park, thank you.
Academy Park. So what was the highest level of education you completed?
11th grade.
And what do you do after that?
After that, I tried to get work at 16, but I was told that's too much responsibility for me. And I really wanted that job because I needed the experience before school was over, because high school wasn't for me, and I figured I got to learn something right when I get out of school and start getting money before school's over. But my mom just told me that's too much responsibility. Help my sisters get a job at Pathmark, and yeah.
What was the first job you had?
First job was at Lens Crafters when I was like 18.
And how did you get that job?
My oldest sister eventually gave me that job.
Nice, right?
But the financial crash of '08 happened, and when that happened, after 2 weeks, the whole floor was empty, no one was coming by, and I lost the job.
Oh man, that sucked, right?
Yeah.
When you was in school, like your first few years while you was in school, what did you learn that you can pass along to the next generation about school?
About school, like a lot of the greatest philosophers, scientists would say, education just beats all curiosity out of you and just kind of ruins learning. And I think forcing children to go is pretty bad.
Okay. So were you involved in any type of sports, music?
I wanted to do wrestling, but I didn't like the onesie they had to wear. So I didn't do wrestling. I did track once, but I did that to appease my parents, just do something extracurricular, but I only like the shot put, and I wasn't particularly good at that.
Got you. We're almost done. So when you was younger, what do you want to become when you grow up?
Anything that would keep me from struggling, being alone, because when I was in elementary school, I saw my first homeless person on my field trip to Philly, and that was really impactful. That really rocked me. I didn't realize people were living like that when I was a kid.
Okay, right. Definitely, it's not easy. Do you remember your first date?
My first date was with Ariel Broxton, and it was awesome.
Do you fall in love?
I really did. I didn't really know what real romantic love was until recently in my life.
Okay. What was the most joyous time of your life that you can think of?
As an adult or as a child?
It don't matter. Which one was the most joyous one for you?
That's a tough one. Probably getting a new video game, or probably that.
Okay.
Get certain video games.
Right.
I was always scared of what I'm gonna do, and I realized I'm a special ed, I'm not skilled. What am I gonna do? And just wanting to get out of the house right away because I was scared of just ending up homeless. Like seeing that homeless man in Philly really messed with me.
So let's get to present. What are your struggles out here? What are you battling?
Nothing really, but going through my own craziness. I guess marijuana. Okay. Because when I get my check, I end up giving like loads of money away to homeless people, and then I would before the weekends I would run out of money and I couldn't buy weed, so I buy weed on credit and I got to pay double, and then I get caught up like having to pay double and extra for weed I wouldn't have to do if I just waited.
So is that your only struggle, marijuana?
Really, just that.
Okay. Have you struggled with any other drugs in the past?
I mean, I've done drugs, but
which one was it?
I've done. I'll try almost anything once.
Okay.
Especially at certain times that people approach me at the right time.
So what all drugs have you tried?
I've tried PCP twice. Well, technically 3 times, but the first time wasn't my choice. Someone gave me my bowl back with marijuana or tobacco in it, and I gave him my short, and he lied and didn't tell me there was PCP in it. So I tried that 3 times technically, but twice by choice, and then I just like, I'm good. I just wanted to just try it, just curious, I guess.
Okay, so out here currently, you know, weed is your thing. How much would you say you spend every day on blunts, on weed, I mean?
Nothing really. When I'm not working, I don't got money, I don't chase money or nothing, and I don't really bother anyone for anything.
Okay.
So I'm just kind of out here.
What do you do for work?
Right now, I'm squandering a lot of opportunities offered to me. It's just when I'm going through my pride sometimes, my ego too. Anxiety major. That definitely too. Anxiety definitely plays a role into it.
Yeah, definitely. So what life lessons have you learned, you know, in life from these hard times that you are experiencing that you can share with us, with the next generation?
And the next generation, rise up, stand for yourself, don't listen to authority figures, and really realize you're getting the shaft by those who came before you, and stick up for yourself.
During your time out here, what's the worst thing that you have seen or that has happened to you since you've been out here?
Not too much happened to me. When I came out here, under the circumstances, which I realized much later, I had it easier than most people who enter a new low-income area and aren't known. And the biggest thing I ever dealt with, or tragedy I've ever seen, is people probably get shot or kill each other. I mean, I wish it was more impactful in a negative way. I think I kind of went numb a little inside.
If you could do one thing differently in your life, what would that be?
I'm not really a good person, even though I act it and I think it. But living what I live now and getting a better sense of the world, if I had to go back in time at 16, I wouldn't be such a good person before my body just became being reduced to what I am now. I probably would have been mugging people. Just make sure this never happened to me.
Yeah. Have you been incarcerated before?
I have.
For how long?
3 months, 2 months, then 1 month.
What were some of the charges?
1/2 gram marijuana, and then my second charge, I got a PFA violation by a woman who only got a PFA out on me because I left her, and she only used it because I left her again, and I wish I'd never left her the first time, and I left her over and over because I never felt fit for dating, and I ran from love, I guess.
What was your experience like going through the system? Pros and cons.
There's nothing, it's all con. It's all a trap. It's all just money making. It's all just somebody who has something to gain by mass incarceration. The war on drugs, just everything. Just the 3-strike law, the extended, penalties for when you get caught or get charged, and even if you're not guilty.
But what did you do when you came home for the first time?
Oh, I got some burgers, some plain cheesesteaks, and smoked a cigarette and some weed.
So what are you most grateful for today?
Most grateful. I'd like to say that I'm really grateful, and I try to capture it emotionally, but emotionally, I'm having a hard time.
Okay, I hear you.
And sometimes I am grateful intellectually, and sometimes I see other people do certain things where it's considering their circumstances and everyone's struggling, and everyone's struggling even more, and it's turning people cannibalistic. And I see a lot of people are very conservative in a sense of the word, where they're not overreaching, they're still caring, And even though I act caring in my actions and on an intellectual level, on an emotional level, I have a hard time feeling it. And I like to believe that people really feel it. And I'm sure there's some that do.
Right.
And there's no angle to it. I wish I could capture that.
Do you have any religious or spiritual belief?
I honestly believe everyone and everything is all God, experiencing itself subjectively, going on a wild, crazy, psychedelic journey. God is unconditional, pure, static, on love, and doesn't judge, condemn, reward, or punish. It just allows existence to be, and the rest of it's up to us.
If you could be invisible or you could fly, which one would you pick?
Fly.
Why?
Well, it would just be more joyful. If I were invisible, I'd be out robbing banks and shit.
Time for us to wrap up the interview. What's your message to the world?
If I were to have a message to the world, the powers that be are screwing us. Rise up, revolution. Don't look to voting. It's all a fraud, and I hope really things just change and people will just come together.
All right, AML family, we want to tell Jimmy thank you so much for opening up and, you know, sharing his life with us. And hopefully it can resonate with somebody that can learn from him. And he's with the family now, so I'll be back out here. Jimmy, what are some things that you're in need of that we can help you with?
Nothing. People are looking after me for the bare necessities and offering and giving so many opportunities to me. And I'm squandering a lot of them. It's my own self I'm dealing with.
Okay. Well, hopefully, you know, you can break that chain that's holding you back from being the best Jimmy you can be and, you know, rise above it all, right, brother? So, AML family, thanks, Jimmy, once again for his time. Remember, guys, don't be bitter, be better. And we out there till next time. Peace out.
Gave you too much, now I'm swallowed. Now I'm the fool while you're breaking rules. Dangerous path that I follow. Oh, go on, just do what you do.